hello everyone. I thought that we could do a short video today about all of the restaurants and places we go to in our neighborhood, so you can kind of get to know where we live. So I guess the closest place that's about 10 feet away from our building is World Mart. And what do we get at World Mart?
World Mart's the basic convenience store, so milk, water,
Sometimes candy.
candy,
Yeah.
M&Ms when you let me buy them.
Oh, yeah. They're expensive.
But they're delicious.
You're right.
And popcorn.
Yeah. And right next door basically is about one of my favorite places. I don't know if it's one of Brianne's favorites. It's a place that we just call Cheapies because it's so cheap. And you can get a meal there for one person. It can be like $2.50. And you can get, I get like a tuna fried rice. Brianne.
I fluctuate between a couple soups there that are pretty good. Sundubu jjigae or a bulgogi soup.
Yeah, and there's like this really nice guy who works there. He's an older man, and he really likes it when we come in. He waves and he tries to speak a little bit English,
You
which
should
is
do your impersonation.
oh hello. So that's
He doesn't even say hello. He just,
hey.
he just makes deep noises when he
Yeah.
says this.
Yep. So yeah. Also around everywhere, every corner and in between are convenience stores. There's Family Mart. What else?
Mini stop?
Mini Stop. Mini Stop's about the closest one that we have, and yeah, not very many gas stations around like maybe we have, but it's more like convenience stores. People are always using them. So 7-Eleven's there too. Yeah, another like cheap place to go is like Gimbap Nara, which is Gimbap country. It translates to, and Gimbap's like this classic Korean food. It's kind of like a sushi roll, what you think of, but it's like vegetables and rice and seaweed. Super cheap again. I'll let you talk about Paris Baguette.
Paris Baguette is a chain that's a bakery around here, and it's very dangerous for Westerners because you can get any pastry or bread or cake thing that you can think of. So I have one right on my way to school, and many days when I'm coming home after I've been deprived a normal lunch, sometimes I'll wander through the Paris
Oh.
Baguette and get a little
I didn't know that.
treat for myself.
Oh.
So
Huh.
it's delicious. It's really good. You can get baguettes and got my birthday cake there and all sorts of stuff, but it's just bread, all sorts of bread.
Yeah. Yeah, which is a little more scarce, I suppose. It's not as popular. But also really, really cheap, and every few blocks in populated areas, the street food, and there's tons of vendors, and they sell anything from kind of like these rice cakes with hot sauce on it to this stuff called seundae, which I had once at school, and it turns out it's like blood sausage, which is not really good. I didn't.
Gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
I don't ever eat at the street vendors. This is mainly David's endeavor. But one time we wanted chicken, and David bought 3 cups of chicken and brought it home, and we put it on
Spicy
rice.
chicken.
And I took a bite of mine, and there was like grit in it.
Possibly bones.
It was like little black dots, like rocks. So that was my first and last experience with the street vendors.
But they're 50 cents or like $1. You can't.
I almost broke a tooth.
Well,
That would have been
the
much more
dentists
expensive.
are also cheap here. So yeah, we also basically like I think one of our favorite foods here is the Korean style barbecue. And this isn't like barbecue like a steak or like with barbecue sauce on it, but it's in the middle of a table there'll be the barbecue, and you cook your thinly sliced meats on it. Usually pork, but we found a few good places that sell beef. Yeah.
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 Want to say more about those?
No, I don't think so. I mean, recently we found a really good place that is self-service. So you take your tiny piece of meat and you put it in some rice and some lettuce and you wrap it all up, and it's one big bite in the mouth, down the chute. And it's a self-service place, so you can take as much. It's It's basically like buffet style, as much sides as you want, and the beef is you have to pay for that extra, I guess. So, but yeah, it's a really good place. Yeah, if you're in the mood for chicken, there's basically one place that we go to for chicken. It's called Okudak, and it's really tasty. Korean people really love fried chicken, and
They eat it as a snack a lot.
yeah. And what flavor do we get? Like teriyaki. There's like a honey garlic. It's really good.
A little expensive though.
A little
On the
expensive.
pricey side.
Yeah. But last time we went, there were some issues with the menu. Looked like we had a delicious dish coming, which it looked delicious but didn't taste so delicious. So we suggest sticking to the English menu on that one. Alright, so if you don't feel like Korean food, there's a Japanese place called Misoya. And it's a chain, it's a franchise, it's all over Korea, and it's really good. You can, what can we get there? There's
You get shrimp rolls,
udon soup. Yeah. Katsudon, typical Japanese dish, really good. You can get a little stamp card, and I think we're at a free meal, so that's coming up maybe this week for you.
Oh, wow.
Surprise.
What a treat.
Yeah, and if you don't want to go, any Asian food down that, you're just craving a burger. It's still kind of a Korean burger, but it's a burger nonetheless. You can go to Valence Burger.
Valence. Valence with a V, not a B.
No.
Valence.
And one winter night, I remember Brienne really craving Valence Burger, and she sent me out into the cold snow.
He was willing.
Yeah, I want Valence Burger too. That's true. It's good stuff. So it's worth the trek if you can get the Valence Burger. There's also kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing. A place called Loteria just opened up really close to us.
It's like a McDonald's pretty much for Koreans.
Yeah, and it's not a good thing because we have to walk past it every time we go work out.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a temptation there. And Adam, our friend Adam, got this really big burger once, and it's called the European Frico Burger, and it had a bunch of meat in it, a bunch of vegetables, but it also had a piece of fried cheese in it, which doesn't sound that bad.
You can get one of those.
I don't hate it.
I don't think I would eat one.
Alright. Also, if you're in the mood for pizza, which we often are, there's a couple good places for pizza. And the place that I like is called Mr. Pizza. And what's the slogan for Mr. Pizza?
Love for women.
Love for women. We don't know what it means, but love for women, Mr.
Believe
Pizza. He's a ladies' man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a little bit on the cheaper side, and then actually just opened up in our area in a alley. You have to kind of go down an alley to get to it. Is
Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Probably my favorite here. Not back in the States, but it's pretty good here.
Yeah, Papa John's in the States isn't like a sit down place.
Mm-mm. I don't think. I never ate it. I didn't
No,
like
it's always takeout. So this is a sit down
yeah,
place.
they got a salad bar.
Salad bar. What do they got at the salad bar? It's like yogurt, salad.
Mm-hmm.
You can get all sorts of fruit.
Cold fries.
Cold fries. Yeah, all sorts of goodies.
Mm-hmm.
So Papa John's Pizza, it's a good place. Other American franchises that we have around here are Dunkin' Donuts, which we haven't been to this one that's close by. It hasn't really, I mean, it's good, but we just haven't been to it. Down the road from that, though, we frequent quite often is Baskin Robbins.
That's true.
Yeah. Baskin Robbins, basically we get lured into it by our friends all wanting to go, and then it's hard to say no to ice cream. I especially really like ice cream. I think I got that from my dad. And Brienne?
In the wintertime, I don't want it. I don't want to be cold.
Yeah.
So I can skip it. But Koreans are interesting at the Baskin Robbins.
yeah.
They all get, instead of individual cups or cones, which we Westerners do, they get one huge tub of like 10 different flavors, and you'll see 8 Koreans or 10 Koreans or even just 3 Koreans digging into a giant tub of ice cream, and that's how they do Baskin Robbins.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And speaking of American chains, there is always the much loved or much hated Starbucks. And we have a Starbucks about 5 minutes from our house, and every once in a while you just crave the familiar flavors of Starbucks.
It's like McDonald's French fries. You know what it's gonna taste like, and it's delicious.
It's still maybe embarrassing to admit or
Yeah.
actually eat, but Starbucks here is really expensive. The drink I like, the vanilla spice latte, is about $6, and that's not even the venti size. That's the medium size, the grande. They don't have the venti size here because Koreans like to keep every portion very small.
Yeah. Get you about 2 gallons of gas maybe in the U.S. for something like that.
Well, I don't know.
We don't know
Gas
anymore.
prices
I don't
are
know
going
what
up.
that is.
That's what we
Yeah.
hear.
So speaking of coffee shops, there's Starbucks. There's a place called Angelina's. Angelina's or Angel in Us.
It's the weirdest name for a coffee shop.
Cafe Rena. There's Tom and Tom's.
Coffee University.
La Tete Cafe.
Cafe Bene. Coffee Bean.
Luwak Coffee. I mean,
we're surrounded.
yeah,
by
that's
coffee shops.
one thing we were worried about coming in. Like,
Oh, you were pretty
I was
concerned.
worried.
I figured we'd find something.
well, we did. We got about 20 within
We're surrounded.
just like a little 5-minute walking perimeter here. So, and finally, we just want to talk about some of the things you can do after dinner or after coffee with friends. There's first want to talk about norbang. Norbang in Korean, well, in English it means singing room. And it's karaoke, but it's not singing in front of a large group of people you don't know. You rent a small space with some friends. There's a TV, microphones, maybe a tambourine, and you sing your favorite songs to each other. What do you think of all this?
What do I think of all this?
Yeah, you love the norbang,
Yeah,
I think.
I don't know how to make it work though. I'm worried that we're gonna go sometime, but everything's
Yeah,
in Korean. The
that's
remote's
true.
in Korean. Most of the songs are Korean, but you can find some Western ones. So
Yeah.
we have to go with friends that can figure out how to make it work. But
Your go-to karaoke song. Now, go.
hit me with your best shot,
That's right.
Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Always. I don't know if they have that here though.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Me, I'm gonna have to say Say It Ain't So, Weezer. Or possibly Sanctuaria.
Yeah, say it ain't so. It's just
I
kinda
know,
depressing.
it's a little... I know, I just
You
know
gotta
it.
remember
That's
the,
I know the
etiquette
song.
of karaoke.
Yeah,
I don't want to bring the crowd down.
I know. She's a lot better at it than me.
No.
Alright, moving on. The last thing we want to talk about is the Fun Cafe.
Board game room.
The board game room. And the board game room is a place behind the counter. There's, I don't know, at least 100 different
yeah.
games
Mhm.
that you can, you look at a menu and you say, I want this game, and they'll bring it right to you.
And they sometimes try to tell you the rules. The guys that work there have all the rules memorized, which is impressive, but they feel really awkward and embarrassed trying to explain it to us in Korean, and
Yeah.
we just look at them dazed. So sometimes we have to take it upon ourselves to look up the rules to a game before we go, but it's always a good time. They have coffee and different drinks you can buy there, and pay for a couple hours playing some board games. So we love our neighborhood. We think it's one of the best places in Gwangju to be living.
Definitely.
So we feel pretty fortunate that we've got all this stuff, 2, 3, 4 minute walk away, when we have friends that live out near the mountain
Yeah.
or in rice paddies, and so it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, so thanks so much for listening and watching. Please keep checking our blog. And we want to keep doing things like this, so if you have any questions or anything you want to know about
Or
Korea,
anything you want to see.
Anything, yeah.
David's doing the video stuff.
anything you want to see, any questions you have, write it in the comments section of this post. So please get us some questions and I'll get some more videos up. So thanks for joining us, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
And if you would only let them hold